Hey everyone, my name is Chris Diamantakos. I'm one of the owners at Clearcut Fitness. We're going to talk about something that not only have we written a lot about before, but also had a couple of videos on. That is the warm-up before your workout. The reason why we're going over this again is because we are in the middle of COVID-19 and a lot of our clients are doing online workouts from home. That's amazing. We love the people keeping up with it. In terms of the services, we actually offer online personal training where it's very similar to a regular personal training session here in the gym. And the other thing we offer is online programming. If you're doing the online programming where one of our trainers makes a custom program for you, we can't see you warming up. And a lot of people tend to skip the warm-up. It scares the crap out of me when that happens. Warm-ups are so important for so many reasons, but the two most important reasons are, one, it actually helps improve your strength if you warm up properly. You'll get more out of your workout. You'll get a bigger range of motion in your exercises. You'll get better muscle activity, and that's what we're after. Oftentimes I'll see people warming up in the gym before their trainer gets here, and they're just blowing through their warm-up exercises, and it's not really that effective. You really gotta put just as much intention and effort into your warm-up as you do with the exercises that you do within your workout. The second big reason is that we warm up to prevent injury. Going in cold to a workout is a recipe for injury. There are a whole bunch of physiological factors that prepare your body for exercise while you warm up. But two of the most important things is, one, increased blood flow. That helps get the joints a little more mobile and helps prep the muscles, helps literally warm up the temperature so that you're not so susceptible to pulling or tearing a joint or a ligament when it's cold. Just think about temperature science. The colder something is, the less mobile it is. The hotter something is, the more movement and the more heat is going on. The second thing that warming up does to prevent injury in your body is that your joints start to produce and excrete a fluid called synovial fluid. Synovial fluid is literally like elbow grease for the joints. It helps prepare them for exercise, it helps prepare them for movement, bigger ranges of motion, shock dampening absorption, so we're lifting weights here. When you start to warm up, your body, your brain, your nervous system starts to recognize that you're going to be moving. So what they start doing is producing this synovial fluid. Synovial fluid can be thought of as literally elbow grease. It basically helps the joints move better, a bigger range of motion, and it actually produces a lot of shock absorbing benefits. So think about us here. We're gonna be lifting weights. There's gonna be compressive loads, shear loads, a lot of different forces on the joints, and you want them to be able to handle that. All of these things are key factors to warming up. The third part of the warm-up that's so important is that your nervous system actually gets prepared to exercise. That's why we do warm-up sets before our heavier sets, so that your body can actually get the feeling of what muscles it's using, what the movement path is. So for example, a bench press, it will be that up and down bar path, and getting a little bit of practice in there before you go. And again, it specifically warms up the muscles and the joints of the movement that we're going to do. So how do we warm up? Well, step one is usually something like self-myofascial release. That could be a foam roller, that could be a ball. It's basically just rolling on an area, on a muscle group that might feel tight or that you've been prescribed to roll out. Not everybody likes to roll out beforehand, and that's totally fine. Research is conflicting. Most research does suggest that it increases the range of motion and it helps promote blood flow to that area. Those are the two reasons that I prescribe it to clients and do it myself, only if there is an area that's more tight. So say, for example, if I have a client or myself who has tight hips, at that moment, I'll do some myofascial release around the hip flexors, glutes, adductors, just in case. However, what's more important than that for most people is the dynamic warm-up. Now I'm gonna put a link up here to some of the videos that we already have of dynamic exercises. We have lower body dynamic exercises, upper body dynamic exercises, and everything in between. We even have some specific exercise sequences for specific workouts. We even have dynamic stretching sequences for specific types of exercise. Now, after we do the dynamic stretching exercises, we like to move on to a muscle activation sequence. And this all depends on what your personal needs are. So again, one of our trainers will find out what your personal need is and will prescribe it to you. However, it's almost guaranteed that throwing in an abdominal or core exercise and a glute exercise will really help improve your results in that workout. Now, we don't need to go into every single reason why here. That's a different topic on its own. But essentially, the majority of the population tend to have weaker glutes and weaker abs. So by warming these up, you get better performance in the gym. Now, that sounds like a lot of stuff, but it's really not. It's really just an optional 1 to 3 minutes rolling around on one of these things on a tight spot that you may have. Another 2 to 3 minutes on dynamic exercises. So if we're doing a lower body workout, we tend to do 3 to 5 quick dynamic stretches, usually just 1, sometimes 2 sets. Following that with 1 to 3 activation exercises, again, usually just 1, but sometimes 2 sets, will also only take 2 to 3 minutes. You don't need to rest a lot during the warm-up between sets because A, they're low intensity and low impact, and B, we actually want to get the heart rate up, we want to get the blood flowing, so shorter rest at the beginning will actually help prepare you a little bit better for your workout. That's about a total of 5 to 10 minutes, and that's generally all you need, unless you're doing some really, really specific movement prep, or if you have a lot of issues to work on and you've been prescribed by a physio or somebody who knows, and they might even give you 20 minutes of stuff to do, tops. But that's neither here nor there. We're talking if you are one of the people working with us or if you are buying one of our programs to do at home, do not skip your dynamic work. Do not skip your warm-up at the beginning. It is so important. You'll get better results, you will not get hurt, and it helps everybody.